The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
And that was President Trump in 2021, one day after the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Well, this week, here we are 4 years later, Trump pardoned or commuted the sentences of nearly everybody who participated in that violent riot, including several Coloradans. Well, tonight, Denver7's Coloradans spoke with two of them about receiving a pardon and whether they regret their actions.
Well, I was going there to go to a rally.
January 6th, 2021.
And I wasn't going to be violent or anything.
An infamous day in American history.
Would you have ever expected what happened to happen?
No, not at all. To me, that building is, a very sacred place. It's not something that I wanted to see the inside ransacked and destroyed.
Ultimately, it was. We met with Patrick Montgomery in Littleton, who was a river guide for years before 2021.
There's a lot of J6ers out there that have got stories just like mine.
These are pictures of Montgomery used by the Justice Department in his case. He was sentenced to prison after pleading guilty to assaulting law enforcement.
Is it ever okay to assault a law enforcement officer?
It's never okay to assault a law enforcement officer.
He served about a month before being pardoned and released.
Some words that have been used to describe January 6th include attack, riot, insurrection, and threat to democracy. How do you describe that day?
All of those words, probably within the big umbrella, might be fairly accurate.
Another person at the Capitol that day is Rebecca Lovrance, seen in these pictures. She disagrees with those descriptions.
God wanted me, he said, if the door's open, I want you to carry my presence in the building.
Lovrance, also known as the J6 praying grandma, met with us in Peyton after flying back from the inauguration earlier on Wednesday.
You just watched a peaceful transition of power just days ago.
Right.
Did that make you think differently at all about what happened in 2021?
As far as...
Do you believe January 6th could have been handled differently?
Yes, I think it actually could have been a lot different, but I think there was a bigger reason why it wasn't, because the people of America needed to wake up to see what was really going on in our country.
She was sentenced to 6 months of house arrest, was banned from the internet, and fined.
You still have an ankle bracelet on.
Yep.
Are you denying your pardon?
There's a possibility I might. I still haven't. I have to get a hold of my attorneys to get real clear on that.
She plans to deny her pardon if it means she can't appeal her case.
Exoneration is part of what I want. I don't want to just be pardoned and then have this on my record forever, because I think it needs to be looked at with different eyes so that it can be seen for what it really was.
Do you regret that day?
No, not at all.
Do you regret anything from that day?
Yeah, there's definitely, things that I regret. I regret, going into the building.
Two people who both stormed the Capitol, pardoned, with very different perspectives about their actions on that infamous day in American history.
We do have remorse. What happened that day was a bad experience for our country. My hope in sharing this is that we can begin to heal from it, as a country.
Coloradans, Denver7.
And going in depth here, a new Reuters Ipsos poll found 58% of Americans disapprove of those pardons. Political science chairman at MSU Denver says this sets a dangerous precedent.
One of the messages it might send is that if you don't like an outcome of an election in particular, maybe imposing your preferences through violence is something you can do, and you hope for your side to win in the next round, and you can count on a pardon.
Professor Robert Preuss there added that we could start to see pardons used proactively to fend off political attacks, or as we saw with January 6th, to protect supporters.